Here we are going to discuss the topic solution from chapter water for class 9th ICSE. You must have seen that whenever a solid is dissolved in liquid, the solid disappears. And whenever a solid is dissolved in water, some solids disappear in water. The solids which disappear in water are said to be dissolved, and the product obtained after the dissolution of this solid in water is called solution. And the process of disappearing of the solid in the water is called dissolution. Hence we can say that whenever a solid is dissolved in water, the solid disappears and the final solution is obtained. Let's see with the help of an example. When solid sugar is added to water and stirred, the sugar disappears and gets dissolved. After dissolution, we obtain sugar solution. Now the sugar gets dissolved in the water and the process is called dissolution. Hence, the sugar gets dissolved in water and a solution is obtained which is called sugar solution. Moving on further, let's see the properties of the true solution. True solution is always clear and transparent. Light can easily pass through it. The particles of the solute break down to almost molecular size and hence are not seen under the microscope. This means that the solutes after dissolving gets a size of a very small extent that they cannot be even seen with the microscope. The solid particles gets dissolved and obtain the size of a very small extent. Therefore, they can easily pass through the filter paper. Hence, we can say that are easily filtered as the pores of the filter paper are big enough which do not hold the solute in it. The true solution is always homogeneous in nature. In true solution, the particles of the solute do not settle down, provided the temperature is kept constant. And from a true solution, a solute can easily be recovered by applying certain physical methods of separation. Moving on further, let's discuss some more terms related to the solution. As we have just now studied that solution is a homogeneous mixture of solid substance in liquid having the same physical properties in every part of it. The substance which we dissolved in water or the substance which we dissolved in liquid is called solute. So solute is a solid which dissolves in a liquid to form a solution. The liquid in which the solid is dissolved, the liquid in which usually the solid is dissolved is called the solvent. And the amount of solute present in a given weight of the solvent is called concentration. For example, if we are adding 10 grams of salt in 100 grams of water or 100 milliliter of water, we can say that the concentration of the solute is 10 grams for 100 milliliter of water. Moving on further, the solutions are of different types. The first type is dilute solution. This sort of solution is a solution in which the amount of solute is very small as compared to the amount of solvent. For example, if we dissolve 1 gram of sugar in 100 grams of water, we can see that the quantity of sugar is very less as compared to water. Hence, we can say such sort of solution is a dilute solution. The second solution is a concentrated solution. The solution in which the amount of solute is comparatively in large quantity as of solvent. Example, if we dissolve 20 grams of sugar in 100 grams of water, we can say that the concentration is high, means it's a concentrated solution. The next type is saturated solution. This is a solution which contains more amount of solute at a given temperature. Such type of solution is called saturated solution. For example, if we dissolve 20 grams of sugar in 100 grams of water, the 20 grams of sugar gets dissolved in it, and if we add 1 more gram of sugar in it, and the last gram of sugar which we added to the water do not get dissolved, now we can say the solution has become saturated. Next is unsaturated solution. It is a solution in which more amount of solute can be still dissolved in it at a given temperature. This means, as we have taken the example earlier, if we are dissolving 20 grams of sugar in the 100 grams of water, and 20 grams of sugar get dissolved in it, and we add 1 more gram of sugar in it, it gets dissolved. This means the solution is unsaturated. And if we further add 1 more gram of sugar and it also gets dissolved, it is again called unsaturated. Unless the sugar dissolved in it gets stopped, till then we will call the solution as unsaturated solution. As the added sugar stops dissolving in it, we can say that now the solution has become saturated. We have to keep in mind that the saturated solution at a given temperature can be changed to saturated by 2 different processes. The first process is by heating it or by adding solvent to it. If we will heat a saturated solution, the saturated solution will become unsaturated, and if we add more solvent to the solution, then also the saturated solution will turn into unsaturated solution. Now let's proceed further to discuss the factors which influence the rate of dissolution of solute in the solvent. The first factor is the size of the particle of the solute. The smaller the size of the particle, the more rapidly it can dissolve. Means, if smaller the size of solute is there, then it can dissolve in the solvent faster. The second factor is agitation. Whenever solute is agitated means stirred. Whenever it is stirred in the solvent, the area of contact of the solute with the solvent increases. And if the contact region increases, we can say the rate of dissolution also increases, means it will increase the dissolution. The third factor is temperature. With the increase in temperature, the rate of dissolution increases, means as we will increase the temperature, more solute can be dissolved in solvent. And amount of solute which dissolves in given amount of the solvent increases. If the amount of solute increases, then the dissolution will decrease, and if the amount of solvent is increased, then the amount of dissolution also increases. So that's all in this video.